So yeah, good morning everyone. Let's start first with Tata Motors. The results were out and I opened the chart for Tata Motor itself. So as we were discussing yesterday, it was a descending triangle which was formed and a good support was formed at 422, right? Now it opens today gap down and it is just going down. Technically it can go down to 480 kind of zone where it will find its support, right? So now would you like to go and sell over here? You cannot. You need to wait till it again comes back to these levels of 420 or 410 or so, right? So if you go internally and see what's happening inside, let's say 5 minutes chart. So ideally it is not good to trade when results are around. It's better let the result turn out to be and then we can decide whether you want to trade or not, right? So that helps us out. So what has happened just in the morning, it has just opened down and it is just going down, right? So it had a gap down today and it's just going down. So can we trade? No, you cannot trade this. You can basically become a trend trader and you can sell right in the morning, but it is not advisable. Okay, so that's for Tata Motors. Now let's go back, and we had also seen a couple of stocks. So that's before we start with Nifty, Bank Nifty. I just want to take up stocks which we discussed yesterday. I think Coal India was one more. Coal India. Coal India was also at a very good support line, right? And we wanted to see whether it would be there or no. Yeah, so here is Coal India and it has also gone down. Okay, let's little zoom out and see the support levels. Here it is, right? So it breaks all the support of 420 and it goes down as it has opened gap down, right? So even for Coal India, there is a bearishness in the stock itself. So can we trade now? You cannot, right? You need to wait till it comes back or maybe form a reversal down somewhere. So on the intraday basis, if there is a bounce back which is happening in Nifty or Bank Nifty, we can also look at these stocks which have been beaten down, for a quick reversal. Technically, looking for reversal basically means we look out for our pattern, right? So over here, if you see one red candle and one green candle, but it did not fill the entire green candle, did not go up over here. Also, a small green candle did not form above 251, right? So we cannot enter into a buy zone even for Coal India. So it comes back down to the same level of 241, right? So technically it is at an amazing support level, but we cannot just go and buy unless it forms a good reversal pattern. So let's now take Maruti. So Maruti, we were little bearish on Maruti. It had formed double top, right? And our agenda was if it breaks, it would be a undergoing correction about 150 points or so. So let's see how is Maruti behaving right in the morning. Yeah, so Maruti, as we had pointed out, our good support zone was 7,500, right? And it has broken this neckline or you can basically say of double top which has been formed. And we were bearish on Maruti because it will come down at least to 7,500. At 7,500 it is an amazing support and there is no question about it. So if you want to enter Maruti, and we are basically trying to see whether it will form a reversal pattern or support at 7,500. If yes, we can also create a bull spread going ahead, right? So Maruti, I would wait for this and this level of 7,500, and then I would enter Maruti if you're interested to buy, right? These are all your stocks. Tata Motor, Maruti, both are bearish from the auto side. Coal India is also fluttering around the 52-week low kind of stuff. And now let's take Nifty and Bank Nifty. So there is bearishness which is there, which we have seen already in last half an hour in Nifty. But our agenda would be to see the level of 9900 or 9920, which was our support zone. So what happens today? Nifty opens straight away gap down, right? And now we have another support zone at 9,800 to 9840. So there is good amount of correction which is happening in Nifty as well. But idea is pretty clear. It will go down. It cannot go down below 9,700. Why? Because 9,700 forms a double resistance. 3 times, 4 times it has become a resistance, and now it will become an amazing support going forward. Second, if you see from the start of the week, 10,085, and Nifty has come down all the way around 200 odd points, right? If it comes down to 9,800 or 9840, around 200 points, Nifty has undergone correction. So technically weekly ATR also is somewhere around 230, right? So for the week, the amount of correction is done, and it can reach max to 9,800. Okay, so that we are pretty much clear. So when would I be a buyer in Nifty? When should we buy? The answer remains the same. It is entering in our support zone, yes. So if it forms a reversal pattern in 9,800 and 9840, yes, I will buy. Okay, because it cannot just keep going down like this. And for even a given day, ATR is around 70 points. So I would like to see some reversal in Nifty in my support zone. Right. So you have good support zone. It is around your support zone 9840 and 9800. So I'm trying to look for reversal along these lines. Okay. Technically, we need to go and see what's happening. Let's say on 5-minute level. So if Nifty is going down, technically Nifty is not that weak as compared to Bank Nifty, because Bank Nifty had zoomed up very fast, and it was pretty obvious that correction was needed in Bank Nifty, and it would be way more correction in Bank Nifty compared to Nifty. So Bank Nifty will go down fast compared to Nifty. So if you see 5-minute chart, okay, and these were your two support zones of 9,940 and 9,920. If you see over here, yesterday after the day, there was our pattern which was formed, right? There was a complete green and a red, and then it stayed below this 9940 level, right? And a sell-off took place. So there was no reversal as such. There was a small reversal of bottoming up, but it could not sustain. At the end of the day, again there was a huge selling. It ended somewhere over here. Now, right in the morning, it opens gap down. So again, even if it reverses back, this will be a crucial level, okay, to watch out for. So this was the gap at which it opened today morning. So technically, if you remember, why did it stop at 9960? Okay, if we just zoom out a little to understand why it stopped at 9960. This is the reason. And it's amazing because this is where your gap analysis comes into picture. So when the day started for Nifty, it opened gap down, right? It remained down, came back into that gap, but could not sustain above the gap. Okay, again it comes down. At the end, again it tries to breach the gap, right? And it's not able to go above that. So the gap plays such an important role that you can become bullish in Nifty only if it would have crossed the gap and would have been above this level of 9960 or 9970. Now the good part was at the gap it also gave you R pattern, right? A complete green candle, red candle followed by two red candles, and it was trying to remain below this line, right? I'm not saying go and sell, but idea was clear. It is not able to breach the gap or try to become bullish. Okay, fine. It goes down. Today it opens again gap down, and it is just selling off. So ideally what should happen? It should reverse, but it cannot go beyond this gap level of today. Right? Even if it reverses, it's difficult to breach today's gap. If it does not breach, it cannot become bullish. Right? So now it is entering in our first support zone, which is there at 9840 to 9800. So let's see what happens on smaller time frame, whether it is able to get that support or no. So seeing the kind of selling, normally the selling is not coming in Nifty. It's basically because of the bank Nifty. The banks are basically going down fast. Okay, so it might form a support in this particular zone of 9800 to 9840. Also, the weekly ATR is done. So as today is Thursday, we have one more trading day tomorrow, and you might find a reversal coming your way tomorrow by tomorrow, right? So now if you want to be bullish in Nifty, if it makes a U-turn from here, now it is very much clear it has to breach all these gaps which it has formed, right? So the gap which has been formed, so this one was very high. So all these gaps in the reversal format needs to be filled. Then only there is a quick reversal which can happen. So now Nifty cannot just go up very fast, but it might take some time to basically first consolidate at a given level and then reverse from there on. So my argument stays the same. You might find little supports at these levels, but if Bank Nifty undergoes a fall, it has to reach 9,700. Nifty can reach 9,700, and then there can be a reversal. Okay, and let's see the culprit, Bank Nifty. Here it is, right? So Bank Nifty also opens down, and it is just boiling down. Okay, for the entire day, it is already down 120, 130 points, around 200 points now. So it has a huge space to go down. There can be small supports on its way, but it has all the way, a clear way, I would say, to come down to this level of 24,000 or 23,800. So I'm targeting Bank Nifty to at least come down to these levels of 24,000 and 23,800. Now the good point would be when Bank Nifty comes from this high of 25,000 to let's say 24,000. Okay, it has completed its complete ATR of week, correct? So it has exhausted, and then there has been a continuous sell-off. Whenever there is a continuous sell-off, it's very obvious that it cannot just keep going down. A quick reversal will take place. So ideally it will try to breach this. Many people will go short, and then a quick bounce back will happen. We need to target 9,700 for Nifty, what's happening over there. And for Bank Nifty, I am more interested for 23,000 and 23,800 and 24,000 level, right? It's just like 300 points from here now, 300 to 400 points, and that is where our analysis will come into intact, whether these resistance which were formed so much and gap up was happened and a complete uptick had taken place for Bank Nifty before RBI meeting. So what exactly happens in this zone, right? That is where I am interested in. So this was the daily chart for Bank Nifty. We can go and see what has happened on the intraday basis. So the pattern remains the same. It has opened gap down and it is just going down, right? So it is even not formed any reversal pattern as of yet. If it forms, the upside is limited to 24,300, right? Now if you go down, if you just zoom out a little, and if you see yesterday's gap down opening for Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty opened down, went down, came back to this level, could not breach. Again, it started coming up, right, at the end of the day, but could not go higher than this. So technically, if Bank Nifty wanted to be bullish yesterday, it had to complete this gap. The gap which was formed, and it was huge, right? So, so gaps play an important role. So now we have understood three things. One is your gap. Okay. Second is the ATR, and third are the pivot levels, right? As we discussed last time, yesterday, all the pivot levels were matching our support lines, right? The weekly pivot levels and the daily pivot levels. So that is how you need to do analysis. Try to take pivot levels of weekly, then try to put your gap and try to put ATR, try to put Moribazu and see what happens, right? So these 3-4 things are more than enough for you to understand. More than that, you need to understand the setup. So we have understood the setup for Nifty. It was weak, Bank Nifty it was weak, and we now know where it needs to go and reverse, right? So prior to this, we had also done something like we have made uh, a bear spread in Bank Nifty when the RBI meeting was over. Okay, let's go and see that. So the safe way to play this is, either make a bear spread or a bull spread at a crucial levels, not at any level. So 9,700 अगर Nifty आता है, तो yes, I am interested to make a bull spread depending on how much time is left to the expiry. Similarly, RBI meeting was over. Our argument was nothing has happened in Bank Nifty, right? And it will undergo correction. So we took a bear spread. Now we made a bear spread between. So let me just write it down for everyone else to understand what we did. So under Bank Nifty zone, okay, we had a buy position in put at 24,600 and we sold put at 24,300. So we made a bear spread. So we bought and we sold. Okay, so we created a bear spread for 24,300 and 24,600. Now let's go and see 24,300. All are in the money now. So 24,600 is basically trading at, put is basically on the right hand side. So this is the price 462. Okay, and 24,300 is roughly around 312. Right. So if you make a difference of this, so your spread is nothing but 462 minus 312. Okay. So your spread basically goes down to, so it's basically 462 minus 312. Right. So it's 150. And when we created the spread, we basically bought it roughly around. So we had a buy on the spread at around 70 bucks. and now it's for 150. So you have doubled your money. So if you now see both are in the money, right? Both the puts are in the money, and yet you have not made all the money just because you need to wait for some time for theta to come into effect. So I would wait for a weekend. Monday the theta will go down, and probably the spread of 150 will become roughly around 180 to 200, right? So these big levels, whenever you want to trade, so you can basically make a bull spread and bear spread, and you can now put some money at stake. But ideally, it's not good to just trade bull and bear spreads for small supports. Uh, Even if you want, you can, but the duration needs to be small, right? As we explained in our option class, the time frame needs to be for 1 week, and your vision needs to be clear if you want to be a buyer or a seller. Okay, so this is it. Market seems to be weak, and probably you might see some kind of bounce back happening now at the next half of the day, because it cannot just keep going down. Fine. So happy trading. Fine. Let's share in tomorrow the views, and you can also give me some stocks if you want to basically do the analysis on any preferred stock if you want. Fine. Thank you guys.
मेरी चक्की से ठीक लो